Hi, I'm Robert Christopher Koppes, and I will tell you that you are loved beyond your wildest dreams. I base this on what is known from near-death experiences, NDEs. By far the most important aspect of NDEs is love, but let me tell you now that the other major aspect is the deepest interconnectedness with everything and everyone. But more about that in my other podcast on oneness. The love experienced in most NDEs is completely overwhelming and thoroughly changes the NDErs after their experience. A very important aspect of that love is that it is unconditional. This is stated over and over again in almost all NDEs, so it must be essential. Now, try to realize what unconditional love means. It is love that is there without any preconditions. It is freely available and you don't need to do anything in particular to receive it. There's no dress code, for instance. You don't have to be dressed in black or orange or any other color. There is no need for scarves, turbans, or other frills. You don't need to wear your hair in a particular style. You can be bald or have side locks, and you may have a beard or not. You don't have to refrain from eating particular foods. There are no dietary restrictions to receiving unconditional love. You can eat shrimp, pork, or beef, and if you want to be vegetarian or vegan, that's fine too. There's no obligation to pray 5 times a day in a specific direction or to go to church, mosque, or temple. It is even all right if you don't pray at all or if you are atheist. This unconditional love is not withheld even if you admit having caused harm to others or having done terrible things. There simply are no conditions to receiving this love. You can just be who you are. Being who you are is good enough. Accepting you and loving you anyway, that is truly unconditional love. And to top it off, it is not just a bit of love, it is much more. It is stunning, mind-blowing amount of love. It is humongous. And the ears have real trouble finding the right words to describe the vastness of this love. Let me give you a few examples that you can also find in my book, Impressions of Near-Death Experiences, that is published through IANS, the International Association for Near-Death Studies. My book contains hundreds of quotes from NDErs. Here's one from an NDEr who saw a pinpoint of light in the distance and felt the need to go there. Once she reached it and burst into it, she had the most wonderful feeling that she described as follows. It was absolute and whole peace all throughout me. There was no pain, there was no fear, there was no shame. I felt completely accepted, totally whole and loved, loved beyond comprehension, loved in my entirety, loved with a love I had not felt on earth. It was the purest love there can be. And another NDEr said, I was seeing the beauty of my soul. I saw the beauty of all human souls. Lost was any notion of myself as unloved or less than perfect. And she added, there was also an understanding that this ultimate love being given to me came without judgment of any kind. It didn't matter what I had ever done, said, or been in this earthly world. I was still worth of this indescribable love. End of quote. There's no judgment on the other side. That is something that is mentioned time and again. Let me give you a wonderful example that you can also find in my book, Impressions of Near-Death Experiences. In this case, at a Boy Scouts camp, a 14-year-old boy drowned and saw his life review in the presence of what he believed to be an angel. A life review is something that a lot of NDErs get, and it is just what it says it is. It is a very detailed overview of one's life. And it's overwhelming because you experience your actions again in every detail, but this time not only as yourself, but as if you are that other. And just let that sink in for a moment, because you become the receiving party. And that's the overwhelming part. Back to the Boy Scout. When his life review was over, he said to the angel that he hoped he would not be judged too severely. And the angel then replied that his life would be evaluated by the most powerful judge there is. And a bit nervous, the boy then asked when that would happen. And the answer the angel gave was, that has already happened. The judge is you. End of quote. As I said, in NDEs there is no judgment of any kind, and I should add that if someone judges you, then it's you, no one else. Note that this is completely different from what is told in many religions. Now let's turn back again to love. We are all loved beyond comprehension and beyond our wildest dreams. And never think that we are not loved. That is what Jolene Stout heard in her NDE. Look her up on the internet or read her wonderful story in my book. She had been seriously depressed and had felt utterly useless. She wanted to commit suicide, and then when she had her NDE, she heard, "Don't waste your life thinking you are not loved." She then realized that she had a life that could be wasted. And she also realized that the other side had always loved her, even when she didn't notice it. And that applies to everyone, so also to you. You want to hear a few more of these wonderful quotes? Almost every NDEr has one. And about this other realm, this NDEr said that it is nothing but love, and that even our earthly word, love, is but a whisper of the real thing. She says, there was no anger, no hatred or criticizing. There were none of those other emotions that we use in conflict on this earth. They do not exist in love. Or this quote, the most powerful force in the universe is love. As the sacred emotion of God, love transcends all. It is our true state of being. There is only love. End of quote. And now that we mention God, this is what another NDEr said. I learned that what people think of as God is the energy of love, which binds the universe together. All life, all physics. The energy of love is the essence of life. End of quote. And about binding the universe together, there are many other quotes. Listen to my other podcasts, especially the one on oneness, or read about it in my book. Another example about love, this one. I felt connection to everything all at once. There was no sense of separation, no division between here and there, between me and other beings. I felt the comfort and overwhelming love of others all around me. Love was what everything was made of, came from and returned to. All-encompassing, unconditional love. End of quote. So as a conclusion, love is the most important thing. It binds us all, even the people you don't like, or the people that you feel deserve punishment. It is there for everyone, without exception, and without condition. Love is all there is. Enjoy this truth and think about it. Unconditional love is there also for you. Right at this moment, right at any moment. I wish you well.